Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I believe we are in towards the start, just at the precipice, the cusp of the next game. It's going to be Zigma versus FancyUnited Esports. Hello, Thai or Vietnamese fans. Xin Zhao, if you're here. But this has been us. It's me. Hey, I'm Quack, and alongside with me is none other than the famous, the incredibly smart, the awesome and genius that is Gobbles. How are you doing? How was the break?
The genius beta, as described by Colin. Yeah, well, a bit of time for us to look at how the first series went. A bit of time to rest after a pretty long three mapper, and now we're gonna be going into Zigma against FancyUnited Esports, a Thai team against a Vietnamese team. So I guess a bit of rivalry as well. Let's see how things kick off. It's gonna be the pistol round underway straight away. Oh, in fact, it's gonna be the knife round, and the team's actually, oh, they're going for, yeah, they're gonna be actually playing out the knife round. That's something different, right? So far, what we've seen is the team that selects the map will actually just, forfeit the knife round for the opponents to choose. But it seems like both teams have agreed to actually have a crack at this. Now, for FancyUnited Esport, the thing is, this is one of the maps that they are quite comfortable on. I have to say, like, just looking at their previous games. I think most recently in the qualifiers, they actually took down Headshot Esports 16-4. And there's still a couple of good things on their CT side. In fact, I think back then they had, what was it, a 14-1 CT half. But Zigma, a different level of competition coming into this, winners of the ROG Masters Asia Pacific. And let's see if they can take that heavyweight status and turn it into a pistol round win. First map of this best of 3 series. And it's begun.
Well, let's see for now. Quite aggressive will be Zigma pushing up into second mid. Immediate trade by what? And that's going to be back to a 4v4. I mean, it seems like they want to go for this A hit, but after losing a member like that, it's going to be a little bit more scary. They're going to jump through it, immediately smokes off the arches, and oh, it seems like it's going to be a mid to B fake by two players. No, they're actually going to do a B split. Just Cause will find a headshot, and it's going to be a little bit tougher now. So Sweet, the only guy on the B side holding the off angle in this one tiny little corner with the P2K. Can he find it? No! Cigarette just smokes him out completely. He's dead, and now it's a 2v4 retake for the remaining members of FancyUnited Esports.
Yeah, so despite finding the opener, Zigma, they accelerate up towards Banana, and so despite being in a 4-on-5, they managed to close out the round. And yeah, just the opening kill for FU Esport was all they got in this round. And if that's going to set a precedent, I don't know how things are going to work out. Right, FU Esport, of course, a lot of good things about them, but at the same time, Zigma, right, they are juggernauts after all, right? Heavy favorites, I dare say, and I think in the chat as well, we did see fans from both sides starting to pop up, right? A couple of Vietnamese fans in the chat as well, so hoping to see a good performance. But what's your take on this, Cantrell? What do you reckon? Do you think FU Esport can at least keep it close? Do you think they have a chance of even seeing away the map? Or do you think that this might be a walk in the park, because this is the map pick of Zigma?
Well, if it is the map pick of Zigma and they start off like that, I certainly think Zigma has a pretty strong statement. I mean, just coming in really aggressive. They make it an even trade, and then they just, all right, we got one. Let's route back, make it a mid to B, something that might not be what FancyUnited Esports were expecting. Stuff like that really keeps them guessing, keeps them on their toes, and if they can continue to play, I mean, I don't know how deep their playbook might be on the side of Zigma, but if they have all these toys and tricks that they can keep playing around for FancyUnited Esports, it's going to be a lot tougher for them. So they're going to spend quite a bit of utility out towards boiler around brackets, but guess what? The rest of the team making their way up Banana. They're pushing up, and it's only 2 players from the side of FU Esports to stop this, but they have to be careful about it, and they don't quite have the best arsenal to deal with this.
Yeah, it's gonna be Wood to lead the charge in. I think that's genius, and with the opener, this should be a pretty clean round coming in from Zigma. FU Esport getting picked apart. Rolex with the late lurk out from middle. Chocolate is behind him, but now they should have a good idea on where he is. Nice shots being landed. gets away with the Mach-10 perhaps? Nope, reality
Ooh.
keeps him in check. Zigma, just one casualty and only the Mach-10 to fall. FU Esport now have to go for the full eco, so pretty much a clean start to the first half for Zigma. Nothing too much to write home about. Just to keep in mind that so far they've gone for the B side both times. Is this something that they are going to try and continuously exploit? Who knows?
Who knows indeed. I haven't seen that much of Zigma, but they certainly seem to be a very experienced team, and they have been playing this game for a long time for sure. I mean, of course, FancyUnited as well, but I think Zigma might have a little bit more competitive experience. I mean, just look at that. The sheer steel in their nerves, even pushing through a smoke like that, you could see that Quack was kind of getting a bit antsy, a little bit nervous, can't quite find the head, and not even a single shot connected onto the body of a player from Zigma. Now Cigarette is just going to lurk in from Banana, finds So Sweet, and it's all up to Talang left. He only has a CZ, so I think his best bet here, maybe find a weapon, empty the magazine of the CZ, net himself a kill, get the weapon, and run away. But knowing how Zigma plays, knowing that they have the number advantage, they're not going to make it easy for him.
And just like that, now instantly onto the A side they go, hunting the CZ of Talang as well, but no need to be too desperate on the hunt, right? You know that he's going to be on an upgraded pistol at best, and so even if he carries it over to the next round, it doesn't mean too much, right? FU Esport, they have to purchase up with the weapons. So now, this is a litmus test as to how FU Esport are going to be able to perform, right? It's not the best by a bit limited when it comes to utility, but if they are at least able to stick around and hang it in there with Zigma, that's when we can get a bit excited, I feel.
Well, I'm not sure about you, but I certainly am excited. It's already a 3-0, and it is the bonus round for Zigma. If they can close this out, and then it's just going to be round after round and a lot tougher for FU Esports to come back from. Man, that abbreviation is always going to get me. But let's stay mature about this. Of course, that's just what it's called, the FancyUnited. But even holding the angle, Chocolate will fall. That does not look good already. But Zigma, they are just a little bit stronger, I feel. And Quack is going to push himself in towards the corner. But guess what? The rest of the squad headed up towards B. And So Sweet is trying to prepare for this, but whether or not he can get it is a whole other question.
4-4. What FU Esport are kind of good at doing normally in such scenarios is they know where to find little pockets of aggression. But now they hear the utility coming over. It's been thrown. Smoke for the top of Banana. Will Zigma opt to accelerate off the back of that? Because you never know what's on the other side. So they hit pause on it. Oh, the fast flank. I think it's been hurt. Yeah. A bit of miscommunication, perhaps. I think he thought that the T's were already beginning to make their way into the site, but Zigma is still intent on coming back towards B. In they go.
Oh, here we go. 2 players, and one has already fallen. Now Talang boosted up. He's trying to do what he can. They don't quite spot him out just yet. He's going to be able to spray down 2, but not enough. It's going to be just shutting him down. Cherry Queen, last guy alive, with an M4. What can he or she do in this situation?
Not a lot, right? 1-on-2. There's the op for reality still holding down the line. Yeah, it was always going to be quite a difficult task. And, well, 4 on the board. Zigma aren't exactly running away with it though, right? They have decent amount of cash, but no one's in the 5-digit mark just yet. And so there is still hope for FE Esport, right? If you steal away around, that's when you get the economy of the side of Zigma in a bit of a pickle. That's when you can start stringing rounds together, but it shouldn't be this round because reality with that opener will just keep it simple, keep it clean, and wow, taking a lot of space. Zigma willing to just accelerate forward.
My god. It's just full throttle. Let's just keep pushing forward. I don't care if it's 100 miles, 100 kilometers per hour, or what have you. They're going forward. And oh my god, I thought that would have been a death for Cigarette, but he managed to make a flick happen. And now, all of a sudden, what is the last one left alive? And off of the back of an eco, they managed to retrieve weapons. Zigma, a little bit overconfident, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely a bit, right? Normally you would see, even if they were to be this aggressive, they'd be doing it together, but that just felt a little bit disconjointed from the side of
Mm-hmm.
Zigma. I mean, it is the first map after all, right? And they've had to wait a while
Sure,
because
sure.
of how long the first series was to get the game started. Maybe the player's still a little bit cold. I mean, it certainly didn't look as though that was the case at the start of the game. But now FU Esport a bit of positives. We spoke about them stealing away around. Look at what that's done to the economy of the side of Zigma. Going for the aggression down banana. Talang will find the
Ooh.
trade, needs to get away. And will do so
And he
successfully.
does. But yeah, it certainly is. It's just they won that many rounds, so they're thinking like, okay, maybe we can just underestimate these guys a little bit. We play a bit of DM. They're on pistols after all, so it's not a problem. But no, it's not that. It is a problem. You have to respect your opponents, and you're not. It's not just any opponents. It's kind of one of the pride and joys of the Vietnamese teams. FancyUnited Esports, even on pistols, they can do what is necessary to make it hurt. But now Rolex Monster finds a triple. A side is open. It is possibly going to call. Yeah, the rotates for his team now. They're making their way back towards the A site. There's only one to stop them, and he is over by House. The other Talang was over on B. Flander Falls 1v3 retake. I think we've seen this happen too many times, and we know how this story goes.
Yeah, no need to talk about it at all, right? No hope at all. Maybe, I guess if he were to get away with the AK, it would be a soft victory, but Zigma, they're zoning in on him. But they won't want to invest too many resources as well, right? They don't have the cash for it, which is why you can see Cigarettes thinks better of it. Still, a decent start for both sides. I think, FUE Sport, you would always favor Zigma, but that bit of, I don't know, show of confidence from Talang, I'm not really sure where to put my finger on that, right? Because if he saved over the AK, he could have dropped it over to one of his teammates, right? Either Cherry Queen or Kwok Mazao, and then he himself could have purchased up maybe an AWP. But instead, so now he has to drop a couple of Deagles over, give himself an MP9, and FUE Sport, maybe this is where they do some of their best work, right? Keeping it dirty, keeping it messy, just rolling around in the mud with Zigma, perhaps.
Perhaps, but let's see what they have in store for us. They're going to be fairly aggressive right now. You're trying to find a couple of these cheeky wall bangs, but it's going to be Cherry Queen who gets tagged down super low. Rolex continuing forward with this momentum, finds a double. I mean, do we need to say more? Kwok, he might be able to take him down, but still it's going to be 4 remaining members of the Zigma squad that he has to face. I see a lot of Vietnamese support in the chat, and that's always fun to see. I mean, all of this take my energy stuff. It's that awesome copy pasta, and I think it's something that FancyUnited really need right now. I mean, more of that, please. Whether it's take NRG or hashtag FU Esports win, they certainly need it, because down to a 2v4 and they're at 1-5, they don't quite have the best. Of course, this is going to be the full save, and then the next round they buy in, we might potentially even see a double op. I mean, just take a look at what Chocolate and Talang has in store. It's 4K, and I think Zigma could be in a world of hurt for the next round. Oh my god, even this round, so sweet, with a Deagle headshot, actually.
Yeah.
2v2 now.
Bombs dropped, 30 seconds left, so smoke being dropped. They do know where the player is up on lane. Talang, dancing round the smoke, has good ideas where the last remaining player is, and he will win the duel against what? Zigma. A bit too careless for anyone's liking, and FE Esports certainly sucking the energy out of their opponents. The fans will be delighted with that one. But I'm curious, if for FU Esport, that's the sort of catchphrase that we're going for, then what about for Zigma?
I don't know. I don't even want to say anything.
Someone suggested it as Enigma's brother. Not exactly from different regions. I was thinking, I had something else in mind, but I think that might be not safe for work. Meanwhile, it's the B rush, and in they go. Flash is in from Cigarettes. Talang, good for 2, drops Incendiary. They have to gun him down, which they will, but they've taken a bit of incendiary damage as a result. The nade is going to be good for the planter. Not exactly. He gets away just in time.
Almost on par, though. And the flames definitely will continue to burn. It's going to be about 30-ish seconds remaining for FU, before they make their way onto the site now, trying to suss someone out of the corners, but guess what? Zigma are playing it super safe this time around after losing that many members all of a sudden. It's going to be an even trade, but reality is here to play, and he takes down one more, looking for the third, and he gets it. 6-2, and Zigma are starting to, I mean, they might make mistakes here and there, but maybe tighten it up. Once they get the bomb down, that's really when they start to figure this situation out. Along with pushes, it's a little bit scary at times, but okay, it's not too bad. But what did I say earlier on? It's going to be the buy from FancyUnited, and Cherry might not have enough, but so what? Chocolate has an op, and Quack with a mag 7. I believe. Do we believe, chat? Do we believe in Cherry Queen? Do we believe in Chocolate? What do you guys think?
I like myself a bit of Cadbury's. Perhaps. And there we go. That's the opener.
Oh.
Holds on to the max 7, and he will continue taking space. Cigarettes now knows that he can't afford to overextend. Why? Because it's already a 5-on-3, right? But this is where someone has to make a bit of a play. Interestingly, FU Esport completely, almost just leaving a single player alone on the B side. It's going to be Talang. Very interesting call, because if Zigma were to go into its B, then would it be round over? Talang only has to stay alive. Smoke dropped at the perfect timing.
Well, perfect timing indeed. And I mean, guess what? Timing is also a very important thing about Counter-Strike as well. We are down to 50 seconds remaining, and look at where Quack is. He calls this out to his team for sure. They know that second mid is clear, and that just means that they're probably somewhere towards Banana. And that's probably right, but now it's going to be this game of cat and mouse as they push up mid. Quack from the back is able to take down a couple more. Now this is going to be a bit troublesome, as Reality is the only one left alive. 1v4, 20 seconds left. I don't think he's going to be able to do much. One headshot might be just enough to carry him forward into the next round. Probably want to hold on to this AK. Oh, actually gets the bomb down.
He's got time for it. Running through the incendiary. I love this from FU Esport, and well, living up to what their name suggests. Giving Reality a bit of a middle finger, that one.
Oh, okay. Yep. Definitely a little bit. We got to be careful about that, but yes, a little bit. You think you can get the bomb down? Guess what? We're going to disrespect your flames. We're going to disrespect you outright. We're going to push in forward, find the headshot, and now we are at 3 and 6. FancyUnited certainly have the fancy place to boot. They have the aim as well. Now the incendiary down deep in towards mid. They want to deny these pushes, sensing a potential rush. I mean, of course, it's going to be a pistol for Zigma, and they want to be careful about this. Keep them at bay. Let's use mid to long range where the rifles will perform best.
We've got a couple more rather creative takes on the Zigma kind of catchphrase.
No.
In the chat. I'd just like to point out, right?
Sure.
But it's
Can't
back
say it out, but
yeah, we can't say it out, but it's gonna be full Glock eco. Able to find one. Rotates are very far away though. I'm not really sure I like what we are seeing from FU Esports against these anti-ecos, right? On their own, they seem to have it under lock and key, but look at that, right? You give Zigma so much respect that you let them walk up banana like this. I don't think that's warranted at all, because what that's done is it's given them the site, it's given them the bomb plant, and it's given them a couple of weapons as well. One on the hands of Genius.
Oh my god.
Now, after Esport, they have to go. They need to show their hands, but Cigarettes, all he needs to do is just tap away. It doesn't matter if you don't hit the shots, but he will do so anyway, as Genius will soup it up. And Zigma, that was almost a full Glock eco, and they come out victorious.
Dude, you had to say it in the previous round. Middle finger to us, and now Zigma is like, hey, we got some tricks up our sleeves as well. All right, you think you can point us you can flip us the bird? We're gonna hurl some interesting phrases back at you. So this is going to be interesting now, because we're starting to see this back and forth between the teams. Right, there is. I don't know. Do you want to call them mistakes? Because that was a pistol. How the heck did Zigma actually manage to make that work onto the B site? It's going to be a tactical timeout, which runs out. Another pause now for the time being. I think Maybe someone's facing some technical issues. Not sure who, but the score is still 3-7. This is only the first half, and of course, Inferno should be CT sided. But how are Zigma actually pulling this off? Reality just disconnected, so I think he's the one with the technical issues. But yeah, that is the question that remains on my mind. What do you think about this, Gobbles?
I don't think FU Esport are playing the game that they anticipated it, right? And that's kind of for two reasons. One is, perhaps in part due to the fact that previously the opponents that they faced weren't as strong as Zigma, but also I think Zigma have really just adapted well, right? Every single time FU Esport kind of give their opponents a bit of space, Zigma they'll take them with open arms. And sometimes what you see is, teams spending a bit too much utility earlier on, things like that, but no such thing whatsoever. The last round, right, they were just allowed to just walk their way up banana and then just creep up so close, right? No one even jiggling for
Mm,
to get any sort of early information, cheap information, sort of FE sport, right? They're trying to react, thinking that Zigma will show the respect in going for smokes and flashes, but sometimes you can catch your opponents off like that, right? If you know they're waiting for such plays, just jump the gun, right? Get in their face with the grenades out and yeah, close range, you get to pick up the weapons as well, always a good bonus. And just like that, Zigma able to steal away a round, and so far I think most of the gun rounds have been in their favor, right? I just want
mm,
to take perhaps a look at how I would have envisioned FU Esport to kind of play out their CT-sided rounds as well, right? If you look at this now on Skybox, right? Normally at Banana, this is what they like to do, right? A bit of zoning back and forth, right? So if you just take a look now, this is what happens, right? You've got an incendiary towards
three.
the middle part of Banana, right?
Okay.
And then you've got a deeper one. Normally what this does is it can spread both ways, right? Which is why Hellboy has to deploy the smoke, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
can see what happens here is for Headshot Esports, which I think they are an Indonesian squad, make a bit of a mistake, right? Because with that smoke being used, it's a telltale sign for FancyUnited that there are players somewhere within this region, right? Which is why they
Yes.
go for the double nade in towards Wood. They take down Captain Cook, and then what happens is Hellboy feels like he has to make a play. He has to make a play, comes forward, and FancyUnited they're playing the trade game very well. These
I
are
see.
mistakes that Zigma won't present to them at all, right? You definitely see at
Mm,
least a couple of flashes or at least a Molotov here to zone them out. So they have to switch it up, and do they have that second wind? Do you reckon?
that is the question for everyone in the chat and to me as well right now. FancyUnited Esports, do they have that in store? Do I reckon? I am not too sure. I mean, just taking a look at how they've been playing so far, sure, there are a couple of rounds where they are able to just perhaps through duels alone, actually, yeah, they take Sigma down. I mean, even plays like Quack or Flander with the Mag 7 in towards apartments, stuff like that really take Sigma down. The thing is, Zigma might not make those mistakes early on, perhaps towards areas like Banana. Of course, I mean, this is Zigma's map pick after all. That is, I think, one of the biggest points. They pick this map. They probably prepared for this. They know what they're doing. But the only thing that I think stands in the way between FancyUnited and Zigma, honestly, Zigma should be able to get this win. This is their map. They seem to have it in the on lockdown. I mean, they got the guns, they got the firepower, they know the strats. The only thing is that sometimes they get a little bit careless, right? They become a little bit overconfident. Rounds like things that should have been a sure win, right? When FancyUnited were on only pistols, they start going in for just these sorts of like, hey, it's just deathmatch, guys. It's just deathmatch. It's just let's just go in, DM, click on heads. We're definitely gonna win. No, you cannot underestimate FancyUnited. They might be a Vietnamese squad. I mean, sure, they're not the most um, famous or reputable teams, but that doesn't mean that they can't hit headshots against you either. So if Zigma continues to make mistakes, I think FancyUnited certainly can capitalize on them and then punish the Zigma squad. But if they don't, if they play really sound, really careful, and then FancyUnited has their strats as well, like what you just showed to us on Skybox around Banana, then you might have a closer game.
Yeah. Thing is, I mean, at least for this round, it's a gone case already. FE Sports, the way that they've been able to find success so far has mostly come in, as you pointed out, just catching Zigma off guard, right? Mac 10 pushing up into its boiler, getting close, but not so much when it comes to Counter Strike that is more sustainable in terms of
Hmm.
winning rounds, right? The mid rounds, the way you open it with you deciding which part of map control you want to take, and that's important, right? You need real estate to work with. At least they're gonna be able to get away with an AK, perhaps, because Zigma, they are definitely on the hunt. They smell blood in the water. The economy's not too good still, but well, certainly this would be a bit of a confidence boost for them.
Just a bit. Talong holding on to the AK will be able to find, just as I say, one. It's going to be Cigarette from the back, and that is Zigma. They know how to play this game. They have slightly more reputation. They've played a lot longer, I think, together as a team. At least four of them have. If I take a look at the statistics on HLTV, they've been on the team for about a year and a month now. Not the best rating, but they certainly are capable. I mean, when it comes to situations where they have a clear advantage and they're not careless, it's going to be a Zigma win for sure. 8-3 now is the score. And let's see what happens. Wow, so sweet to start things off on an immediate trade around Banana. Could this be what you were talking about, Cobbles?
Yeah. So they do get a trade, but you can see, right, the Molotovs are being used to flush the CTs out of position, so they can't stick around, right? They have to give up the speed of map control. And in fact, Genius is going to catch
Okay.
Flander on the retreat. That's a bit unfortunate. And Rolex still has entirety of brackets to work with. Will Chocolate get tempted in for the peak? I think he's gonna start feeling as though he has to make a play.
I think he's gonna back off. It looks like that's where he's inching towards, perhaps towards house. No, actually, back onto the A site where he can use those off angles, hide around the boxes, and make it a lot tougher for Zigma to seize control over the site. But instead, they're actually gonna push into DT and then wrap around house, or go back in towards B site, where guess what? Only one player, Talang. I think it could be Cigarettes calling this out for his team, and there we go. Four guys against one. This does not look too good for FancyUnited.
Yeah, but if there's
20 seconds left.
anyone for FancyUnited, it has to be Talang, right? So he's able to lock onto the first, but there we have it. Zigma just primed and
Ah,
ready for the trade, right? That there was no way that Talang would have ever gotten two. Maybe if he hit some ridiculous shots, but two at best. There was Zigma,
mm,
right? You can see just the level of experience, and I think that whatever Rolex did as well, it's very important. He doesn't get a kill this round. He got one, but not. He did get the trade onto Talang, but I think more
mm.
importantly was that mid round from him. Right, he was up in brackets, and he calls for his teammate. Either that or one of his teammates decides to smoke out Moda, and this whole time I think they were intent on going for the mid to B, right? But that smoke actually draws the player out at long into sitting on site, right? Chocolate thinks it's gonna be an A hit. I need to help my teammate, and Zigma, they call their opponents out. This is the difference in experience that we're looking at. Rolex, I'm surprised he doesn't fall there, but yeah, FU Esports certainly starting to get into a little bit of a chokehold. Zigma holding
Yeah.
them captive at the moment.
I mean, let's just, theory craft for a bit. Talong, if he stayed hidden, maybe wait for the plant to come in, could he have denied the plant long enough to just play time and then Zigma runs out, can't even get the bomb down? It was about 10 seconds remaining, right? But even if that didn't happen, it's the remainder of the squad. They didn't even make an attempt at retake or what have you. They just stayed on the A site. Granted, I guess they were thinking, what if there's a hit on A? Let's stay here. If they plan on B, we'll just save. And that's what they did. It's 3-9, and they seem scared to me at the least. They've been going up against duels against Zigma, but sometimes they lose. It's only when they, yeah, like I said before, catch them off guard. Positions like this really work out well for FancyUnited, but now that it has been called out, it's going to be a full-on trade. But nice incendiary actually prevents the rest of them from pushing forward. Buys a little bit of time, but look at where Cherry is so far off the map, and Zigma has a lot of room to work with.
Yeah. Really scoped in. I think Cherry Queen hears it. They know that the last player. They know that there's still a player on A, right? So it's all down to timing. Reality hitting that shot again. Zigma completely outmaneuvering FU Esport in the mid rounds.
Just absolutely. I mean, it just seems like Zigma is one step ahead of FancyUnited every
Yeah.
turn of the way. Now Talang, okay, he knows at least there's one there, but I guess maybe he wants to hold on to his AK.
Yeah, might be better. I mean, time's so far gone as well, right? At least you have half a chance next round, and in fact, he will make the round a bit more expensive. No, but it's definitely not got time for the defuse.
Wait.
Rolex is reality with the AWP. Yeah, I think he's gonna be able to get reality at least. What? No!
No! Not
That
like
Sika sums it
that.
all.
Okay. Break this down for me. What do you think that was? Was it luck? Was it skill? Was it 100% concentrated power of will? No, I'm just kidding. That was what was that? I mean, he was jumping around. You would have thought jumping inaccuracy or something, and that should have been Cherry Queen's kill or something, right? What happened?
Well, welcome to SEA.
Perfectly
And
summed up in one phrase. Welcome to SEA.
I wouldn't be surprised if things happen completely the other way around, right? Any player from either team is capable of doing that. But right now, it's Zigma with not just the weapons advantage, but also the confidence advantage. FU Esport just tucking all the way back onto side. Look at how afraid they are. I mean, yes, it's just pistols, but you can see the panic the moment they take contact, right? It's just so overpowering. Right, Zigma, the stature that they have and the way they've asserted their dominance, right? This is how you assert dominance, right? Yes, it's a nice kill,
Yes.
but at the same time, right, Zigma, they know, they're aware of when they can be a bit more loose, but also when they have to tighten it up a little bit just to close out the round. Right? And that's the perfect middle ground, right? You can see now,
Yes.
Genius right behind as well. Sometimes we see teams kind of overplaying it, even going for
My
the knife,
God.
right? But they only do so once they know that, hey, we can
That's
definitely
right.
go for this. That's very good Counter-Strike that's being played from them. Yeah, it's gonna be fun for the players, nice for the viewers to see, a bit of entertainment,
Oh.
but also,
Did I just
yeah,
look at Rolex?
wow.
Is he pulling out which shotgun is that? Oh my God. Is it the XM, the auto shot? Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe even he's sawed off. Probably not, but that's like you said, it is perfect CS. This is peak Zigma. But then after a win like that, now they got 3 ops. They're just starting to have a little bit more fun. It's gonna be 2 frags already to start things off. But So Sweet has something to say about this. Sprays through the smoke, finds one. Talang pushes forward and dies. Now he's looking for even more. Oh my God, the flashes get him square in the face. It's all up to Chocolate, and it's 1v4. Zigma, they're just playing with their food at this point, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. And they're not just playing with it, they are just whipping it around, right? It's one thing to just grab a hold of it, it's another to just ring it around, slap it left and right. And that's what they're doing, right? They've got the B side and they're still going back to A.
Why? Oh my. Okay, Chocolate, there we go.
Okay, so this is where it can bite them just a little bit.
Yes. Has happened before. Could happen again, but with Cigarette and Reality, I think it's a lot more tough. We have seen how insane Reality could be. And not to mention, Chocolate does not have that much utility to work with anymore. One smoke and a flash, he's going to try to pull a fake. Calls out for the bait. He spots one out, but at the same time, Reality is the one who gets the vision on him too. Now, Cigarette's pushing forward. He's so low. There, what, the knife again? Nope. It's going to be Cigarette with the pistol. And along with it, the end of the first half, 12-3 Zigma are dominating.
Yeah, but interestingly, it's Talang to lead the scoreboard for FU Esport, right? He's been that kind of star in the midst of the darkness that's surrounding them right now.
Okay.
But yeah, at the same time, Cherry Queen has had a pretty tough half, right? Very difficult, unable to get going at all. Let's see if they are able to do
Oh my
anything
god, what is
on the
this?
T side of their own. Zigma straight down middle. This is confidence play, and welcome to playing against Zigma.
Oh!
Good night.
Wow! Well, this is
Okay.
how you. This is Zigma, and they're starting to lose members now. It's what is this? Oh my god! Oh,
It's
he's trying to run away. Can't watch.
still doable, but he's a bullet away from death, and Wood, ooh, genius, trying to tickle him down to death. Do know where he is at least, and yeah, a single bullet will do the trick. Zigma, this is the first time we're gonna see them this tournament, and it seems as though they want to make it a quick one, right? Like not too many things to dive into at the moment, right? That round just straight up like if we know we are more confident, and that's all we need, right? Let's just get down. We are Zigma. Gonna take the round, right? Even if it gets a bit close at the end, FU Esport, they never felt comfortable, even in a 1-on-2, right? I think the last remaining player would have been so scared for his dear life. And that's psychological effect of playing against a team that's so established in the region. And look at that.
I just, sorry for cutting you off earlier on, but like, I can't bear to watch this. This is, oh my god. Hashtag just Zigma things, I guess. They feel themselves, I don't know whether it's flow state or confidence or what have you, but pushing up mid like that. I mean, even on anti-eco, this is
Look at
ridiculous.
this guy.
And 3 shotguns? Are you kidding me? You're going up against full AKs. What are you guys doing?
Well, welcome to the jungle. 2 flashes down into his banana, and he's gonna get aggressive. Perhaps nope, playing just in front of the half wall. What? Genius with a good grenade and player up close. Look at how low Cherry Queen has been taken down to. I don't think it's gonna anticipate this, especially with wow! Cigarettes. Just boots. Cook myself out of the server.
My god, man. Zigma, welcome to the jungle and watch it bring you to your knees. It's going to be the shotguns that do the damage, but still, I believe in FU. Oh my god, the shot from the back. That cannot feel good. It brings us back to a 3v3, but the weapons honestly should still favor FancyUnited.
Yeah, but
No.
this bit of regression again. Bombs dropped, and well, another small mistake goes full punish. We saw this with, Wings Up in the East Asian Division, right? When they went up against their opponents, right? Any small mistake and they will be capitalized upon. And likewise, Zigma doing the same thing. I guess it's good for FU Esport that they can learn as well, right? You don't always want to just be winning, but they still do have a chance of doing just that this round. Just that it's going to be a little bit difficult for them.
Bomb retrieve, and oh my gosh, of course, Just Cause knows where you are. And Talang, knowing that he's up on the balcony, wants to get the shot, but can't quite connect it. And it's going to be a head-on face duel now. Ooh, look at that strafe shooting. This guy, I mean, Ferrari peak?
Zigma peak?
Zigma peak.
I mean, that round we had a pretty good case for it. Shotguns. Just
quite a number too, like not just one time or twice. It actually happened several. Oh jeez, this is match point 15-3, and it's gonna be a forced buy from FancyUnited, and Zigma just continuing to hold on to that shotgun. Rolex monster. I mean, this is dirty, and I mean, this is now time for the fans of FancyUnited to show all their support, because match point, they lose this one, it doesn't feel good going into the next. They need to be angry, honestly. Maybe get some no, okay, I'm not going to say that word, but anyway, it's 3-15, 2v3. They are stuck in banana.
Just Cause going back for a bit of regression, gets the adjustment onto Kwok Matao. And the T would have had the advantage in the duel, but Just Cause looking to close it out already. Bit of a delay, but I think he's got that duel won all day long. Night Zigma close it out very quickly on Inferno. Their own map pick, of course, but what a way to do it.